Greetings, Earthlings! Welcome to RFF Picks. Today, I have a correlated four-man League of Legends play for you, League of Legends slash MLB play for you for, it's going to be Wednesday, July 24th. First of all, I wanted to talk a little bit about the slip that we ended up going 0-4 on. This is the play that I gave out on the last YouTube. Yeah, not very good, but there's always a learning thing from this, and what we want to talk about here is that the correlation is showing. The correlation is working, right? I know a lot of you are going to flame me, and you're probably not even going to listen to what I'm saying here because you see just all reds, but at the end of the day, I talk about it. We've been talking about it since the beginning of the channel. We want our plays to show correlation, right? Because the way that PrizePicks looks at it as these are all independent plays, right? These are all separate independent plays. But what we're doing is we're pairing up teammates together on League of Legends, and we're pairing up or opponents together on Counter-Strike, right? So League of Legends, we had two teammates paired up together. Vladdy ended up only getting 1 kill, and the bot laner ended up only getting 4 kills. So I did not end up looking to see what had happened in this matchup because I kind of already stopped watching by the time that I knew the Counter-Strike play wasn't going to work. But I bet you anything, if we were to go look and check, that this team right here got stomped in maps 1 and 2. The mid laner got 1 kill, was supposed to get 6.5, and the bot laner got 8 kills, was supposed to get 4. So I bet you anything, if we go back and look, there are probably 2 games in a row that these guys lost within 25 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, something very quickly to where they just got completely stomped, right? So if we were to bet on the other team, SK Gaming, I would have bet that they probably went over their kill totals, right? And the thing that I talk about all the time is that League of Legends is a very snowbally game. It's very, dependent on other teammates. And if one teammate is doing really well, or the team in general is winning or doing well, then it's very likely that other people on the map are going to get a lot of kills, right? And so that's kind of how we're showing the correlation with this. And yeah, obviously we ended up on the wrong side of both of these pairs, right? But what we're wanting here and what we want to take away from it is that these plays are showing the correlation, right? So we had, 0-2 right here. We were on the right side of the the correlation is correct. We're just on the wrong side of the correlation, right? That's what happened here. And then same thing here. What we're wanting in this game is we're kind of trying to depict or guess the outcome of how the game is going to go, right? So what we had right here is we wanted one of the teams to stomp the other, get the game completed very quickly, and if that happens, it's very likely that all these guys are not going to hit their kill totals. And then for this, we wanted KC to either win the game, win the series, or for them to be in a competitive back and forth match. And like I said, I bet you anything, if we were to go back, they 0-2'd, they lost, it wasn't competitive at all. And so we're on the wrong side of that, but we like to kind of see this because, the 0-2 correlation is showing correctly. So here's our Real Friends community. Real Friends in Football, me and Miles started that about 2.5 years ago. That channel was initially supposed to be a gambling channel. We wanted to talk about sports gambling on there, talk about football, week 1 spreads, season totals, player props, all that kind of good stuff. We're actually going to start getting back into doing that on RFF Picks. So Miles, actually the last video, ended up posting 3 spreads that he liked from week 1, and I believe I agree with him on all 3 of those plays. So he had the Panthers at +5 going against the Saints, he had the Ravens +3 going against the Chiefs, and the Cardinals going +7 against the Bills. And I do like that thought process with him, is that, we're picking underdogs. A lot of the time, football, you want to be on the underdog side most of the time, especially early on in the season, because we don't really know what's going on in NFL, and shit can happen and all this stuff. We weren't following along with the offseason, and his thought process with betting on those teams, like, the Ravens kind of getting their get back against the Chiefs, and then the Panthers and the Cardinals, is that the Panthers and the Cardinals got exponentially better this offseason. And so I like his bet. So, be on the lookout, be on tune, on Winnable, all that kind of stuff, because we're going to be posting a lot of football plays. Football is kind of our bread and butter, right? Football is what we put a lot of effort into. Like I said, we have a main channel over here, 34.5 thousand subscribers, to where we're talking to them about football all the time. So I would bet you that, me and Miles know a lot more about football than your general person, right? So we're going to be all in on football this year, but we started this channel 5 months ago. So right after the Super Bowl, we started RFF Picks. We do a lot of esports gambling here a lot of the time because the good thing about esports is you can take advantage of the correlation, right? League of Legends, Valorant, Counter-Strike, all that good stuff. And then obviously football season, there's going to be a lot of correlation too, right? We want to bet on the quarterback and the receiver, and then usually the opposite side of the quarterback and the receiver. Or, they're mix and match here and there. But what I like to tell you, right, is that if I had told you that the Tyreek Hill had a really good game, right? Say Tyreek Hill had 150 receiving yards. It's very likely then that Tua, his quarterback, went over his passing yard total, right? Because if he's throwing a lot to X receiver, then Tua was very likely to go over his passing yards, right? So that's the correlation. If it's raining outside, then the umbrella sales will go up, right? That's kind of how we want to look at the correlation. And the good thing about that is PrizePicks doesn't, or they're sort of getting it right now, but you're able to take advantage of putting two guys into almost one slip together, right? So I am up 500 units over the past 3 years, and there was a comment out there saying, "Oh, how can you be up 500 units?" This actually isn't a screenshot of my PrizePicks. My PrizePicks, I'm up $3,500 since starting this channel. I went back to look because I had to take the screenshot from my phone. But since I screenshotted this, I am down a little bit. I'm at 481. I just checked today because this is like a pretty old screenshot, maybe 5 months ago when I started the channel. But yeah, I'm sitting around this. But what we want to look at is that 7% ROI, over 7,000 bets, 500 units, and I risk a lot. Right, I'm making a ton of bets, but at the end of the day, I'm slowly growing up, and so that's what I want to let y'all know once again, because I know a lot of the times I get flamed or at least recently, because we have been on a little bit of a cold streak over the past like week and a half or so. But what I want to say is sometimes we are going to get into those little dips, right? But we have to know that we're making the correct play. We're doing the correlation correctly. We're comparing lines between other sports books, and we want to be on the correct side of a lot of the lines. And sure, things aren't going to go our way, but I feel like mathematically we are on the correct side. So it's kind of like blackjack, to where you're not betting with your heart, right? You're not saying, "Oh, I think it's going to be this." You have to assume and run the math in your head which cards you are going to assume, or mathematically which cards we're most likely going to see next, right? So that's kind of how we do things around here. We're very head over heart type people. So here's our Winnable. What this is an easy way to get our picks, right? So Winnable, you sign up for that. You sign up for a free plan. You sign up for an MVP. You're going to get all of our plays on the MVP plan, and then you're going to get pretty much 2 free picks a day on the free plan, right? So go hit subscribe on that if you're not already following. I feel like a lot of you are. We have like 811 subscribers, as you can see, and free plan is going to be everything from YouTube. It's going to be those Taco Tuesdays, the protected plays, any boosts. I think there's a LeBron boost out there that I'm going to take. Really mad at PrizePicks for reducing that to $5, because those plays in general just don't excite me like they used to. But still going to try to do my best to make sure that we're taking advantage of those little W's. I did post a Taco Tuesday today, and we ended up winning, so we won $15. Woohoo! But sure, I know a lot of you out there probably are, very happy about even winning $15. I mean, I was the same way when I first started PrizePicks, that those $15 wins were still massive for me. But right now I'm like really all in on making these like $50 plays and making a ton of plays. So just seeing them drop it all the way to $5 is just very annoying for me, because 20, and I feel it's like almost the same thing for y'all, but I need to do better about making sure that I'm getting y'all plays for those Taco Tuesdays. So if you want to sign up for all of our plays on the MVP plan, it's going to be $99.99 a month. So we dropped that from $150 all the way down to $100. And so go take advantage of that. I think it's a very good deal. Like I said, since starting the channel, I'm up $3,500 on PrizePicks, and then football season's coming around. We're going to get college football, NFL, basketball's rolling back around. So it just gives you all these more sports to take advantage of getting these, small W's. So we're going to be posting a lot more plays come football season for sure. And especially, like I said, the correlation, because there's 16 games a week when it comes to football, and there's just so many advantages to where we can take advantage of that. And so if you want to sign up for a month free for on the Winnable, just type in code RFF. You get a month free. And then after that, you can cancel. I know a lot of people have done that before. So go ahead and do that. Like I said, free plan is going to be 1 to 2 picks a day. MVP plan is going to be 4 to 6 we have here. It could be any amount. We're going to be posting a lot during the football season. So finally, this is going to be the play. I already posted it on the Winnable. Going with the same thought process here. I think I actually gave Kaori on one of the plays, but the play already missed. And so I'm going back into it. Usually I don't like to double down on people. So I waited for that play to kind of finish out. And then now I'm going back into it, right? So we're going to take, once again, mid and bot laner are going to be the kill guys. That's kind of like your main point scorer. So like in basketball, it's like going to be your shooting guard pretty much, to where these guys are going to get a lot of the kills, right? So what we're hoping for here is we're hoping for a ton of kills. BJK is actually favored in the matchup. They're minus 220. So it's pretty much like a 65% win rate or win percent chance to win this matchup. So if that happens, if this team wins, then they're more likely to get a lot of kills, right? And the other thing that we're kind of hoping for within the match, and I talked about it earlier on that first slip, is that we kind of want them also to go back and forth a little bit, right? So we don't want them to go ahead and just completely stomp the opponent, because if that happens, there's not going to be a lot of opportunities to get kills, right? Think about a game or Call of Duty or whatever, and you tell me that the match is 25 minutes. You're not going to be able to get a ton of kills in that time period. But if you were to tell me it's 40 minutes instead, then you're pretty much going to get like 2 times the amount of kills, right? If the game goes longer. So in the perfect scenario, we want BJK to win the series. We want them to go map 1, 2, 3 and get a lot of kill or to win these maps. But not only that, but do we want the games to get extended? If that happens, they're more likely to hit their kill totals, right? And then on the MLB here, we're going to go less on the bases here on Willier Abru. I think he's like 2 of 5 on hitting, or 3 of 5 of going less on the total bases. And then Ezekiel Tover, I think he's 4 of 5 going over. So for those who don't know, Colorado, I feel like there's always a ton of runs going on right there. So he had hit, like I said, he had hit this line 4 or 5 times. There are a couple times that he had 4 bases. So really looking good. I really like this play a lot. It's unfortunate that we're kind of having to move over from 4 to 5 or 5 to 4 man plays, but PrizePicks is really picking up on these correlated bets, and they are hella payout shifting the 5-man. So I'm trying to shift over a little bit to the 4-mans instead. But like I said, they're a lot riskier because they're like 9x, 10x plays. And as you can see, we've got to go 4-4 on this play. Feel free to go flex if you hate that, but I'm going power play on this. That's going to be the play. Best of luck to y'all out there. I'll get this uploaded on YouTube right now. See you tomorrow, and let's get it. Let's get a win.